Hi everyone, Amanda Jane here, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beginner-friendly headband. And I finished one but not stitched it together, but I'm going to show you that right at the end of the video because I'm going to show you how to set up to make this headband or ear warmer. It's made out of half double crochet stitches and is a lovely stitch to do. Now I'm using an Aran weight yarn here. The one I'm demonstrating with is from Stylecraft and it's an acrylic yarn, and I'm using a size 5mm crochet hook, which gives you a nice tension. You need something that's flexible, not too stiff, so make sure you choose your yarn carefully. You're going to need a tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, and that's about it. So this is a really simple project. I started off with a chain of 76 stitches, and then I simply worked backwards and forwards in half double crochet. So I'm going to show you a sample of this so that you can use it to do yours. Now, do a slip stitch to start, however you do that. Let me just show you how I do mine. I just hold it in my left hand, wrap round my first two fingers, and then tuck under a loop like that. Insert your hook, and away you go. 76 chain. Now, obviously, all yarn is slightly different, but in fact, I would measure it so that it's about 21 inches in length. Pop it round your head to make sure that you feel that that's comfortable for you. Everybody's different. So I'm going to do a small sample here just to show you how to start the row off and do your half double crochet. So in the second chain from the hook, I want you to do a yarn over, insert your hook. Now you can do it into the top chain or the middle V, which is my preferred way of doing it, or you can go into the back bump, which is not such a beginner friendly way of doing it. So we'll go into the V. So into that second chain from the hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through all three, and that is your first half double crochet. You simply repeat this all the way across. Now if you haven't done this before, you can slow down this video by going to the little cog icon somewhere around this video, depending on where you're watching it, and press on that little cog, and you'll see a drop down on the playback speed, and you can speed it up or slow it down as you wish. Very useful for crochet videos. So I'm just going to continue all the way along to the end of this row, and then I'm going to show you how I've turned, because that is always the thing that is, the stitches in crochet are relatively easy. It's getting the beginning and the ends of the rows fixed in your head. And even now, after years of crocheting, I still make little mistakes. So it's a good thing to get into your head how you're going to turn this work. And crochet designers have different ways of turning from one row to the next, and that's absolutely fine. All you have to remember is to be consistent and count your stitches from time to time. You can use stitch markers as well. Right, so I'm coming up to the end of my first row. So we're going to learn the end of the row and the beginning of the row. So I'm into this last stitch here, So I finish my stitch in the usual way. I'm going to do 2 chain, turn my work, and I'm going to start the next round in this little triangle that you can see just here. So it's there's your 2 chains. So we're going into this stitch here, yarn over, insert your hook all the way across. So I'm using 2 turning chains. I only used, when you begin the first foundation row, I remember I skipped 2 chains. I skipped 1 chain rather, because you find that foundation row, you need it slightly tighter. Now everybody's tension is slightly different. Some people will need only 1 turning chain for a half double crochet. Most patterns it will be 2. And for a double crochet, it's sometimes 2 and it's sometimes 3. And that depends on how you crochet. So as I said before, all you need to do is to be consistent. So you won't see the pattern emerging with this half double crochet until you've done a few rows. It's got enough spring in it that it will stretch round your head, over your ears without being too tight. Now when you come to the last stitch, don't forget you've got to go through this strand and this strand, both strands. 2 chain, turn your work, and we're going to go back along on the reverse side. So you get this line on one side and then it will start to appear on the other. So just to refresh your memory, we're going to ignore these first 2 turning chains and do our first half double crochet into that first stitch. And you'll see that little triangle. And you just keep working until you've got enough rows for your desired width of headband, and obviously you can make it as wide as you like. So I'll just put this to one side now and we'll have a look at this sample here which I have completed. So if we match it up to our work here, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows, and it's a lovely pattern. It's got these nice sort of lines across it which you can see in this sample. So I've reached the width that I want. Now let's just have a little measure of how wide that is. If I can find, oh, I've got a ruler here. I did have a tape measure. Oh, it's fallen on the floor. So this is 12 centimeters, which will be about 4 3/4 inches, something like that. So that's as wide as I wanted it. Make it slightly wider. Now we're going to do a twist in our band so it looks nice. So I'm going to cut my yarn off, leaving a good long tail for stitching my ends together. Just snip that off. I'm going to pull that through the last chain and carefully push that knot over the yarn like so with my fingernails. And then you're going to take your one end, put it halfway over the other end, bring that across so that is sandwiched between the two, and then sandwich this round the back so that you've got 4 layers. And then when you turn it out, you're going to have this twisted effect, which we will see. So find your strand, thread your lovely tapestry needle. I've got a really fat one here. I'm trying to hold this, there we go. That's it. So to stitch all these ends together, we're simply going to go through all 4 at the same time, working backwards and forwards carefully through each stitch like so, pulling fairly firmly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So keep going backwards and forwards. I'm going to do this quite quickly for you. You can take your time over this and make sure it's lovely and neat. There we go. Nearly at the end, pulling it tightly. Don't pull it so tightly that you snap your yarn if it's breakable. Go over the end a couple of times and then just run your needle back through your work, through the stitches on the inside like so, once, and then back on itself twice, and then maybe down this side so that it doesn't work its way loose. Trim it off closely, and then you have got one more end to weave in. Not too much weaving in for this project. And similarly, weave in, going underneath stitches. You can even split the yarn just to keep it really secure. You don't want your ends working their way loose. You can take more time doing this to make sure that it's really super neat. So remember, it's a half double crochet, about 76, 78 stitches, and there we have our twisted headband. Rearrange the twist so it looks like it's a continuous strip. And there we have it. So that is an Aran weight, and you can go up a weight and do fewer stitches. You can do a double crochet. You could even do a single crochet version. But this is my beginner friendly crochet headband. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a great day. If you would like to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notifications of upcoming videos. So have a great day. Take care. Bye.